Okay, it's time for an update on David Grusch in Congress, and there's some juicy stuff in here, so let's dive into it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, first of all, we were supposed to have the skiff in Congress the other day, and it didn't happen. Well, the reason it didn't happen, according to Anna Polina Luna, is actually pretty encouraging, pretty exciting.
What happened with today's skiff briefing?
So Grusch could not make it, and so we wanted to make sure that he was there for it. And so that's why we just paused it. But the rest of it is still sticking true to timeline. So, but we have to have Grusch. You know that he's one of he's a great advisor for Burleson.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to have Grusch, she says. The reason it was canceled was because David Grusch couldn't make it, which is really exciting. That means they think that David Grusch could have made it, so he must have his clearances restored or whatever, and he must be there in the skiff for them to get this information directly from David. She and others have had access to some of David Grusch's information. He has supplied the information, and they've gone into the skiff to review it. That's what we've been told, but they've never met in person with David Grusch, and obviously there's some information that they expect to be able to get from David directly that they couldn't get from whatever material he provided for that classified setting. So they are actually going to meet with David. That's at least what they're planning to do. Obviously, there was a spanner in the works, as Ross Coulthart would say. Something happened. Maybe he doesn't have the security clearances. Maybe there was a schedule conflict. We don't know exactly what happened to prevent David from going into that skiff with Anna and the others. But it's really exciting that indeed they are planning to get him into a skiff, and they expect him to be able to do it. And indeed, she says they must get him into a skiff. He's been a great advisor, she says. So, I guess he has been a great advisor, and we'll get into some of that in just a second. So really exciting stuff. Oh, and Anna, she also had some other interesting comments. She said, she told Matt Laszlo at Ask a Poll, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard has been extremely helpful. There's been a lot of good people that are pushing forward for this, and so we're happy about it. So that's really great that the Director of National Intelligence is on board with the program, at least publicly. That's really encouraging for UFO disclosure. We need the intelligence community to be on board with this, because so much of this, the secrecy, the UFO cover-up, the control group, seems to be operated out of the intelligence community, which shouldn't be a huge surprise, but it's good to know that Tulsi Gabbard is on board with this and is cooperating. Anna Polina Luna also said, we have whistleblowers too. I found that really intriguing. So it sounds like they may be working with some other whistleblowers that they themselves are bringing forward, not just David Grusch and his whistleblowers. So I thought that was really exciting. I can't wait to find out more about that. Hopefully we will in the not too distant future. Meanwhile, in other David Grusch news, it looks like the AP is censoring the biologics comment from David Grusch's congressional testimony. That's right, the Associated Press, and I'll play it for you. I believe this is the Associated Press version of the video. Well, they have just recently edited out the part where he mentions biologics. This is the actual full testimony, and this is the AP version.
That the government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in a public setting.
And was this documentary evidence, video, photos, when you think this occurred? Eyewitness? Like how would
if you believe
that be
we have
determined?
crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos?
The specific document.
Witness, like how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to Skiff about.
Gotcha.
Okay, so there you go. The AP, Associated Press, completely censored, edited out David Grusch talking about non-human biologics. That's not good, guys. That's alarming that they would do that. That's a good catch from the people that caught this censorship. But yeah, what's going on there? We know that the UFO cover-up has spread its tentacles all throughout the media for decades, and it looks like that may still be going on at a very high level, if indeed that's what's happening. I would love for somebody with the Associated Press, an editor, to speak out and say what happened here, if they have any good explanation for it. But what explanation could they have? I mean, honestly. What excuse, what justification could they possibly have to justify censoring this out? So this seems like, they are co-opted and corrupted by the UFO control group. Shouldn't be a big surprise. Matthew Brown was saying that, yeah, it was all pervasive and corrupting. And of course, that must be true. Meanwhile, there's more interesting David Grusch news. From Teo Red Octopus, Matthew Brown mentioned in the interview that the slide for the war game was labeled 2018 Schriever War Game. Guess who else worked during this time at Space Force for the 2018 Schriever War Game? Major David Charles Grusch and Lou Elizondo. Wow, okay, very intriguing, right? And Jeremy Corbell has said, about David Grusch's past, this web announcement has been sent to me by a bunch of astute internet sleuths. Let me explain. 10 years ago, David Grusch made captain in the Air Force. He was chief of intelligence for the squadron listed here, 3rd Space Experimentation Squadron. Little known fact, Dave flew the X-37B orbital test vehicle. Okay, all right. If you're not familiar with that, that is this guy right here. I want to say it was a prototype, but yeah, a very fancy space vehicle. Dave actually flew that son of a gun. That's pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't even have any windows or anything. I don't know if I would want to fly something that didn't have a window. But there you go. David Grusch flew it. He is a mensch. I love it. Yeah, so he's actually, David Grusch has flown vehicles in space, guys, while working with the Space Force. I mean, yeah, wow. It is of note that this is an older publication or announcement, originally under Air Force, but now is a Space Force designated military web domain. Dave left as major in the Air Force after 14 years of experience. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. And yeah, here is the list of people that were part of that. And there you go, David Grusch, 3rd Space Experimentation Squadron. Very intriguing. Let's see, there was more. Yeah, selected accomplishments. And you can read about his accomplishments. But there is even a little bit more here from Teo Red Octopus. It appears that Lou and David were co-workers at U.S. Space Command, aka Space Force Joint Command for Spaceship. From around the Earth 2010s till Lou left ATIP. And here Lou Elizondo is actually commenting on this.
This is a dangerous battle you're fighting, Lou. There are forces, powerful forces, that don't want this story told.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll go to great lengths to keep it a secret. Look what happened to poor Dave. I worked with Dave at Space Force. I don't know if that's public knowledge, but I'll say it. What the hell? He and I were working the UAP topic for Space Force for a very good man, a senior guy, very senior guy, by the way. And this was all in the open, so I mean, this was acknowledged at the time. And he did the right thing. A lot of our servicemen and women suffer deeply from PTSD. And until...
Okay, well, he goes on to talk about the PTSD angle of it. But yeah, Dave, Lou, working at Space Force, working the UAP topic for Space Force, while David Grusch is flying around in space himself. And this is all around the time of the Schriever War Games situation and the Immaculate Constellation stuff, which is really interesting. So yeah, I love that Tio Red Octopus and others are putting pieces together on this. I think that's just super fascinating. So yeah, let me know what you think. Immaculate Constipation adds, I think it was Air Force Space Command at the time. Space Force wasn't created until 2019. Oh, and in case it wasn't clear about the connection with Schriever, Schriever refers to Schriever Air Force Base in Colorado, which was renamed Schriever Space Force Base in 2021 to align with the establishment of the U.S. Space Force in 2019. The base is a key hub for space and cyber operations, hosting units responsible for satellite operations, missile warning systems, and space situational awareness. Matthew Brown's reference to Schriever indicates that the war game or related activities were tied to this facility, which is central to Space Force's mission. Relationship to Space Force. The renaming of Schriever Air Force Base to Schriever Space Force Base reflects its transition to the U.S. Space Force, a branch of the military focused on space operations. So yeah, really interesting stuff, guys. Let me know what you think about it all. This connection with David Grusch, Lou Elizondo, in Immaculate Constellation, the Schriever War Games, David Grusch flying around in space, and all that stuff. The censorship of the AP, the possibility of David Grusch going into a skiff with members of Congress. Let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook, Twitter, Discord, and Rumble links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a t-shirt or a coffee mug in the merch store below. Become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.